Good morning, all. Today we shall be talking about cross-validation. Till now, we have done a number of techniques in machine learning for classification as well as for clustering. We have done KNN, we have done random forest, we have done logistic regression, linear regression, and so on. Now, once we are confronted with a machine learning problem, once we are given a data set and we have to model it, or we have to assign a classifier to it so as to be able to classify the data elements correctly in the classes, or we have to give certain predictions on the future trends based on the current data that we have. The question is how to choose amongst the variety of models that we have. How do we evaluate the performance of our classifier on the data that we have? That is, which classifier is going to perform better on the data set that has been given to us? The answer to this is a technique called as cross-validation. Now, why do we use cross-validation? We use cross-validation because we have to evaluate the performance of our classifiers, or the evaluation of our models, to be more general. We can use cross-validation to compare the performances of a set of predictive modeling techniques, be it the classifier or be it the predictor. For example, we are trying to classify some data, for example, say the classic iris data set. We can use logistic regression, we can use random forest, we can use KNN, SVM, decision trees, etc. to classify that iris data set. Now the question is, which method is going to be more appropriate to be chosen from? Another reason to use cross-validation for a machine learner may be hyperparameter tuning. Now, most of the machine learning algorithms require some parameter tuning. Now, that parameter could be the number of trees in a gradient boosting classifier. It may be hidden layers, or it may be the size of activation functions in case we are using a ANN or a artificial neural network. It may be the type of kernel in an SVM or anything else. Now, we want to find the best parameters suited to our problem. We do it by trying different values and choosing the best ones. There are many methods how we can choose the best value for these parameters. They can be manual search, grid search, and some other optimization algorithm as well. Now, in all those cases, what we can't do is that we cannot do it on the training data set and not on our test set, of course. We, in that case, need a third test, which we can call as validation test. Neither we can do it on the training set, nor can we do it on the test set. We have to tune our parameters on a third data set, that is the validation test. And in most of the cases, that may not be possible. Which brings us to what is a training set and what is a test set. When we're building a machine learning model using some data, we often split our data into training and into test sets. We do not distinguish between the validation set and the test set because dividing a limited amount of data into 3 sets is going to decrease the efficiency of all the 3 of them. If we say, for example, we have 50 data samples and we try to divide those 50 data samples into 2 sets, that is training and test, we at least will get 25 samples to train our data set on and 25 samples to test our data on. If we try to split it into 3 sets, the effective samples in each set is going to be negligible, and therefore the efficiency of model is going to be less. The training data set, of course, is used to train the model, and the validation or the test data set is used to validate or test the model on the data that it has not seen before. We can do this splitting of the data into training and test set using the classic approach or the cross-validation approach. In classic approach, what we do is we simply make a split of 80 and 20% to our data. 80% of data we reserve for training, and 20% we may devote to testing the model after once we have trained it. Sometimes we may also try different split values of 70-30 or 90-10, 90% and 10% and so on. In cross-validation, however, we do more than one split. We may do threefold or 3 splits to the data set. We may give 5 splits to the data set. We may give 10 splits to the data set, or we may also give k splits to the data set. Those splits are called as folds. And it is from there that we derive the name k-fold classification or cross-validation or 10-fold cross-validation and so on. Now, which is a better strategy to choose? And how can we do it using cross-validation? Now, to do cross-validation, we have a number of options how we can do it. The first method how we can how we can perform cross-validation is we use all the available data that we have for training as well as for testing. Now, for example, if we have 20 instances, we train our model on those 20 instances, and then again we are testing our model on those 20 samples again. Now, it is almost like if we have a question bank of 50 questions and we are preparing a student for an exam. We try to teach him all those 50 questions, and once that child is trained or prepared for the exam, in the exam we ask 10 questions from amongst those 50 questions in the data bank. Very obviously, the child is going to perform very well in the exam. But will that validate the mastery of the student over the subject? What about the learning of the student? If the student is given a question from outside those 50 questions, what is the guarantee that the student is going to perform well? Now, in that case, what we can do is we can go for option number 2. In option number 2, what we can do is we can separate the data into training and test sets, and then we can ensure that whatever data has been chosen for training does not get repeated for testing. That data does not get repeated for testing. Fine. Now, once we do that, once we split our data into training set and into test set, we have to ensure that these two data sets do not have overlapping elements. We ensure that these do not have any element or any data sample on which the model, say, has been trained. That sample should not be used again for testing the model. A simple way how we implement this train test split in Python is we implement the train test split like this, and here as it says test size is equal to 0.3. This means that 30% of data has been reserved for testing and the rest 70% of data has been devoted to training the model. Fine. Now, another option available to us in cross-validation is k-fold cross-validation. Now, what is k-fold cross-validation? In k-fold cross-validation, we do not make a split of 2, that is a train and the test. Instead, what we do is, for example, let us try to understand it using this example. If, for example, we have a data sample consisting of 100 records or 100 different samples, we give it a split of 5. We divide the 100 data samples into 5